An employment scam essentially is when someone who's not a legitimate employer posts a job on a job board. What they usually want is either to steal money or steal identifying information, but you have to ask a lot of questions. So the running theme through all of this is going to be, if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the national unemployment rate is hovering around 13%, which had led many people to enroll in community colleges to enhance their job skills. However, there are predators out there who are trying to exploit the job insecurity of the college students. Here to talk about employment scams aimed at students is Roberta Buckberg, the college-wide employer services coordinator at Montgomery College. Thanks for joining us, Roberta.
Thanks for having me.
What is an employment scam and why would somebody try to do it?
An employment scam essentially is when someone who's not a legitimate employer posts a job on a job board like Craigslist or Indeed or even our own MCE jobs. And what they usually want is either to steal money directly from the student, steal identifying information, or steal identifying information so that they can steal the student's identity and create fake IDs or fake credit cards. And that can ruin a student's credit rating. And they are pretty heartless.
Wow, yeah, it's horrible. What kinds of scams targeting MC students have you seen?
So we've had actually, and in times like COVID, as you mentioned, it's really awful because at times when people are under even more stress, that's when these really awful predators come out. And we've had three things crop up in recent weeks. The first thing is that our faculty and staff and our students are getting an email that purports to be an internship from UNICEF that pays $350 a week for purchasing items for orphanage during the COVID crisis. It's a red flag that this internship says that it's $350 a week, but it doesn't identify the number of hours. It's a red flag that the faculty member who sent this out to everyone, if you look at their name and search our website, that faculty member doesn't exist. And it's a red flag that if you click on the apply link, which I recommend nobody ever does, because even clicking on the link can pull your personal information into a scammer. But if you did click on the link, you would see a web form that has UNICEF in the URL. So it looks a little bit legitimate. But then if you go to the UNICEF website, there isn't any such internship listed. So there are some red flags like that flat rate without saying any information about how many hours you have to work to get that flat rate. And also, it's a lot of money, and they don't list a lot of job skills that are required.
Like it sounds too good to be true, right?
It's basically the running theme through all of this is going to be, if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Don't trust it. The second one we got was from a research company, and I say that with quotations around it again, and it required a student to complete a small research project over a period of a month, and it told them that they would make $150 for 90 minutes time. Um, Never trust anything like that, because it's too good to be true. It is too good to be true. I searched for the company online and of course found no evidence of the company online. The scariest thing to me was one that actually got through me onto our eJobs website. The job posting was for a local real estate agent office. It was for a large and well-known company. The email of the student who posted it or the email of the person who posted it looked legitimate because it was connected to the company's domain name. And the job posting was specifically for a front desk office assistant. And the salary level offered was pretty reasonable. It was in the $15 an hour range, which is a little higher than minimum wage. So I approved it because it's a physical job and reasonable amount of money. And a student emailed me about a week and a half later and said, Miss Roberta, I think there's something funny going on. I inquired about this job, immediately received a response back, and the person said that right now they were traveling in Switzerland, and what they needed was a personal assistant to do some shopping for them, and they wanted to deposit some money in my bank account so I could do some shopping for them and then deliver the materials to other people. And anytime an employer kind of wants you to take money from them and disperse it, it's shady, and the student picked up on this. And fortunately, I was able to take the posting down, block the employer from ever posting again on our website, and flag them as a fraudulent employer. And also, because of the way eJobs works, I was able to email every student that had even looked at that job and say, alert, please do not send any information to these people. And if you have, let me know. This is one of the reasons why it's very important to check your email frequently as a student, and look for messages from people internal to the college to warn you about things like this.
I mean, this is very difficult, Roberta. We live, now through a different time. Nobody has seen what we are going through these days. And like, how can a student identify an employment scam? Are there telltale signs to look for?
There are kind of the big seven that we look for. The first one is impossibly wonderful job offers, huge amounts of money with little or no skill required. Those are usually scams. If an employer requests personal information like your social security number or financial information right up front, that's usually a red flag. They're going to interview you and be ready to hire you and onboard you before they ask for any of that information. Don't let them bully you into sharing that information. If you get an unsolicited email from an employer offering a job immediately, or if you apply to a job and don't interview and they immediately come back with an offer, that's a red flag. Asking you for money up front is another red flag. Any company that asks you to invest in them or to buy tools or implements to do your job, they're going to be a scam usually. Lack of specific company information. So if you get an email or if you see an ad saying, we're opening a store near you and we'd like you to apply, but they don't list the company, then you need to have some doubt that it's a real job. Unprofessional website or email, or grammatical errors in the website or email, or a recruiter saying that they're coming from an employer, but they have a Hotmail or a Gmail or a Yahoo email address. Sometimes a fake recruiter will often scam a real company email address. So like instead of the name at bestbuy.com, it'll say the name at bestbuys.com. So be careful when you look at that email address. And the last is an employer wanting you to spend money from your account or you to share your credit card information with them to do business for the company. No legitimate company is going to ask you to pay for things out of your checking account or with your own credit card.
This is a long list that you gave to us. If I feel like I should print it and put it near my wall.
Well, here's the thing. So anybody who's listening to this and saying, wow, I can't remember all this. If you register on eJobs, if you're a student or an alum or even a faculty or staff member, if you register on eJobs for a job seeker account, there is a document library in eJobs, and all of this information and more is in what we call our Avoid Employment Scams manual on in the eJobs library. So please get into eJobs and take a look at that. And eJobs is at www.montgomerycollege.edu/EJOBS.
Roberta, thank you so much for joining us and sharing such important information for MC students.
I appreciate you having me. Everybody stay safe out there.